Ooh, not sure what to start with. We're gonna patrol Interstate 5. We need supplies, and as long as the gangs are there, we're not gonna get it. At the same time, we're still on our own. What is Shasta Dam? Okay. Northern Army at Colma? Not yet. Native Californians? Okay. Yeah, that's their racists. Fly lines. Let's start with supply lines. By the time we get new people to join, we need to be able to supply them. High runners. How many can we take? 2. There's quite a decent number of runners, but just can't afford any of them. So, Emperor Norton and so we're going to take the Hellhound too. Don't see any reason why not. The petrification alone is worth it. It drains all action points. Target loses all action points and can't attack or move. Lasts for 1 cooldown 5, so it's not. You can basically sacrifice your own turn to deny your enemy their turn. Nature Elemental, Air Elemental, that's me. If there's one thing I really want from the new expansion, I think it's a standalone expansion to this game, is that there's a proper inventory system. Something where I can just give items in between characters in the middle of a mission. But I don't think this game has that. If it has the system somehow hidden, I haven't noticed it. It seems just a really odd thing to do, because simple acts like looting, finding equipment, you can't really take advantage of it. To a lesser degree, you could get bypassed that if you could enter the turn-based mode whenever you want, and I don't think you can do that either. But if you have an inventory system where you could just switch items between characters, there would be no need to go to that turn-based mode. It's just a way to circumvent the problem of not being able to give items or trade items. Okay, the 5. Celine introduces you to Rick, a California ranger who patrols the old Interstate 5 freeway south of Redding. He's been effective at intercepting individual waterjackers, but now has something more ambitious in mind. A trap will capture the gang leaders. Following his instructions, you and your small crew drive south from Redding in a decoy water tanker. Each stretch of road is maintained by a separate ranger, and you notice that each takes on the character of its overseer. Some are pristine and run with military efficiency, while others are characteristically Californian funk. Rick's seems to be one of the latter, including a display of trophies from foolish motorists who thought they could defy him. You feel fortunate to have him as an ally. With some luck and assistance, you may be able to restore this vital artery into Redding. The comlink buzzes urgently. Rick. Alright, listen up. I've got maybe a half-dozen bogies heading in your direction. Standard water-jacking trash. If they're jacked up, they might open with gunfire, in which case you should do what you need to survive. With luck though, you'll get one of the reasonable ones. Try to engage them in conversation and get their superiors involved. Once we see the gang leaders in the field, I'll send my drones in and we'll take them out. We don't know what kind of tech they have, so maintain radio silence from now on. Rick out. They're gonna need... I can't move yet. Dorby. Well, well, looks like it's my lucky day. A nice, cool, refreshing drinks for me and my buddies. And what's this? Some toys for us to play with. What are you doing out here, toys? We're mercenaries protecting the shipment. Looks like you have us outnumbered. Hey, you can count. What a smart orc you are. So, how's this going to go down? Did your employers pay you enough to die? Or are you intelligent enough to walk away? We can't attack or just give up. Otherwise we'll probably have to kill a lot of them. Okay, you might be interested to learn which shipments don't have guards assigned. Well, personally, I kind of like the excitement. It keeps life interesting when I don't know if I'll be setting fools on fire or taking a cakewalk. But not everyone in the gang feels the same way. Cowards. This is over my pay grade. Hang tight, I'm going to get the bosses in here to deal with you. You're out the gang leader. Successful. Well, well, what do we have here, Dorby? Many, many gallons of water. As in water, the source of all life. But that's not all, though you thought you might be interested in hearing what this man has to say. Lay it on me. Surprise, surprise, you're on candid camera. What the? Destroy him, my robots. What robots is he talking about? So he's just a normal rigger then. Uses melee weapons. Can you get to cover? No, just stay in the corner then. Oh shit. Concussion grenade. Excellent. I suppose we're going to just try to overwhelm them as brutally as possible. So we're gonna rush them. Wait. Where's the leader? Boss, I think we're in trouble. Not for long, babe. I just radioed for reinforcements. Hang tight. Fireball. No. Shit. The leader is dead. Who gets the extra point? We won't be able to take all of them down, but why can't I attack them? Literally cannot do anything with them. Okay, get cover then. Yeah, I can't interact with them in any way. Here comes the cavalry. What the frag? Yeah, the leader who's already dead is speaking, I guess. Well, that's why I couldn't finish them off, because it would have broken this. Dorby, meet our new partners. The native Californians are here to save the day. Well, there's a feisty little stunty. It's so cute that your daddy lets you play with the big boys. What did you call me? Stunty. Or do you prefer halfer? You're half height. Are you half-witted as well? That's it. I'm not about to start working with your racist scum. If my gang's joining you, I'm leaving. Never thought you'd go soft, Dorby. Well, it's your funeral. So she's future ally then. Well, whatever. Still can't target anyone, by the way, so... I can't really control more than these three. Yeah, I guess we took them down a bit too quickly or something. I'm going to cover then. And go to cover. Yeah, I can't do anything. Holy crap. A lot of these situations in this game where basically the game master has to pull our rapid out of his ass to keep the enemy from dying. Not exactly great design. The problem mainly is in the fact that it's ridiculous. It's there's no way they could have survived. There's no way they could have escaped, and they just walk away. Always walk away. I guess I'm more upset about it because I'm given the chance to attack them and they just aren't basically removed. I'm getting given the chance to waste my time on them, waste my resources on them. There was never any chance to succeed in that. Spread out a bit. You do need to start shooting at them. Ah, we have a mage. No, conjurer. I need to see her stats. Again, karma I didn't spend. Dwarven female mage. Spellcasting, yeah. A little bit of charisma, that's to unlock certain spells, but she's certainly mage. No problem with that, they have very good offensive capabilities. I think we're gonna start a fire. Mage, thug. I'm not too worried about the thugs, maybe about the mage a little bit. At the same time, I don't know. They're probably fairly good because we have so many guys on our side too. Miss. That's something I really don't like, that every effect attacks like grenades, in that sense, can miss. That's ridiculous. At the same time, no, it's just ridiculous. Not being able to do full damage is something it's much easier to understand. But you can't possibly escape the effect entirely. That's just unless there's some kind of armor or thing like that, but that would still register as a hit. And armor wouldn't really help unless it separates you from the surrounding air entirely. That's one good thing about swords. The chance to cause AP damage, or action point damage, I guess. At this level, a couple of hits and you basically just... Ooh. Yeah, because everyone has a normal 2 AP, so 2 hits in your turn and you totally can stun lock a target. If you choose to take electricity spells on top of that, so you can basically cycle through quite a lot of abilities that just steal action points from your enemies while dealing damage. Far away. Yeah, this just doesn't work for me. The Dungeons and Dragons saving throw system is much more easily understandable. You do full damage unless the target has skill at evading the damage, but it takes exceptional skill and specialization to be able to fully avoid the damage. It's not based on luck or something like that. So this system is simple, but it's simple to the point that it defies common sense. Petrified. Yeah, more hostiles. But I don't think more hostiles are not coming for us. We have to go after them. We're going to wait here for a while so everyone can get at least up to this level. Don't want to spread our team too much, just because things have been very easy so far. Doesn't mean they're not gonna get harder. Deactivating the drones, simply because it's very hard to move if you have the drones active. This looks a bit dangerous. There's no cover. I'm sure we'll be fine. Ah, yes. Fuck and fuck. Pistol, and I think that's a rifle. Ah, they just aren't good enough. I think that's almost all of them. Oh, good. Yeah, Stuffer Shack. Somewhere here should be the last remaining soldiers. Still not seeing anyone. So where's the remaining group of soldiers? There we are. What's this? Heat wave. Enemies within the range of 5 squares have minus 10 to hit. Yeah. Here. They're not even going to react to our presence. Well, whatever works for them, I guess. They don't come after us, we're gonna go after them. Is that it? So, 3 more guys. 1 gang leader, 1 mage, 1 thug. Not exactly impressed. I guess we're gonna press forward. Might not be able to take him down, but we can... Stop! I yield! I'm no threat to you anymore. You've taken my best lieutenant and my foot soldiers are decimated. Just let me live and I'll never bother you again. You bastard! Why on earth would you ally with those creeps? You have to see the bigger picture, Dorby. We're just small time. The native Californians have powerful friends who are giving them all the weapons they want. We had to play ball or they would have wiped us out. So you sold out all your metahuman friends after we saved your life countless times. You make me sick. Toby angrily spits the ground. You're right. What have I done? You spare me, I'll tell everyone about the NCs have been up to. Lose all credibility and we'll look to you for stability. It's up to you, Dorby shrugs. Personally, I would just execute him. That would delight Sacramento and ensure that he doesn't keep on checking your supplies. Your call though. He's not exact. The problem with that is he's not in any way trustworthy. He's selling out his own comrades for minor personal gain. So there's absolutely zero reason to believe that he'll do anything he says. So yeah, it's over. Nicely done, Bull. I recognize those faces. Now that they're gone, your southern flank should be much more secure. Or maybe not.
It sounded like those Dreckheads allied with the native Californians. Our gangs are just small time, but if the NC turns against you, you could be in for some serious trouble.
Yeah, we have to go face them probably not next, very soon. Who are you exactly?
I guess we haven't been properly introduced. I'm Dorby. I'm a water ganger. Well, as of 5 minutes ago, I'm apparently an ex-ganger. I'm looking for new employment opportunities if you're interested. Sorry if I set you on fire earlier. It's just this thing I do. I'm really good at it. No need to worry though. As long as you're fighting the native Californians, I'll be fighting by your side.
What can you tell me about them?
They're humans who think they're better than everyone else, and they want to make the world a purer place for their kind. Imagine Chavares if he was a human and had even fewer scruples.
At least Chavares had a certain level of bravery. The native Californians are the most despicable cowards I've ever met. A grim expression has settled over Rick's face. They use IEDs to blow up ranger vehicles, sabotage water pipelines, poison the soil in metahuman farmsteads. This may be one of our only chances to actually meet them in fair combat. Yeah, I don't really care for Rick. Rick is not going to be a capable tactician. Anytime you hear the phrase fair combat, fair fight being used by someone, it's basically their mindset is wrong, totally wrong for combat. If it's not a sport, if it's fair, you're doing it wrong. The entire point is to make sure that you're never in a fair fight, that the odds are stacked in your favor. That's the entire point. Don't do it to. It's not a test of bravery or courage. It's to win, to reach objectives, get the other guy killed. So, any suggestions what to do next?
I recognize that one chatty native dipstick. Claude Bullion, I think. Pretty sure he's based out of Reading. He ran off to the east. We should chase after him.
There's an abandoned scrapyard there. If I was vermin going to ground, I'd hole up in there. Heck, that might be where their regional base is. It would be fantastic if you could shut them down once and for all. Now, before I forget, here, take this. This is half the new yen I've collected on tolls in this stretch of the 5 over the past month. I've done the work to keep it safe, and you are entitled to your share. I'll, I'll see if I can get some other rangers on the horn and cover the escape route from here. You take Derby and flush them out of there, and take them out yourself if you can. Seems like a plan to me. Especially if we move now, they've suffered a beat. It's probably going to take them a little bit of while before they can get back to full control again. Okay, this man is securely wedged into the fence opening. You'll need to find a way to move it in order to enter the scrapyard. Strength 6, strong control, or put the van into neutral. It's no use. While the van itself is trash, its owners have invested in a state-of-the-art security system disabling all unauthorized access. And couldn't you just manually disable the brake? Or switch the gears? I mean, just because it's done electronically in a vehicle does not mean there's not an actual mechanic that you couldn't fiddle with. It just made it easier for the user. And it's a chain link fence. It's not like I couldn't just easily get over it. Or just put an opening in there. But I guess there's a point to it why it's done that way. Ganger. Drag it. Someone stole the gear I have stashed here. You're shitting me. Do I have to pay him to move it? Or can I go around somehow? I have to say I'm not very impressed with these. These type of problem-solving situations are very common in these games in general. There's nothing special about it here, in good or bad. But it's used in a situation, at least here, where it shouldn't exist in the first place. It's just a car. It's a chain link fence. You're making it much more difficult than it needs to be. Usually when you have these, there's some kind of a security door or something like that. So massive defenses of some kind that you have to... It's reasonable in a situation like that you really don't have any other options. You can't just take another route. You don't have the high explosives needed to punch a hole through a security door like that, something like that. Here it's chain link fence and a car. This shouldn't be a problem. Just Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's barbed wire there, but that's like throw a mat over that. Throw anything over that and it's not a problem. Throw a jacket. That's not an obstacle. Naturally, Rick is there, the drone rigger, but he can't help us to rig this. I guess I'll have to just pay to get through it. Ouch. What is it? Are we under attack? No, sorry, I didn't mean to blurt out like that, just had a little accident. When we're between fights, I like to keep practicing my magic by playing with fire, usually just a little bit, passing from hand to hand to keep in shape. But my mind was wandering, and I accidentally may have turned into a fireball. We realize that you are trying to reassure us, but your words have quite the opposite effect. You mean to tell us that we need not only look for attacks from without, but the possibility of a fireball engulfing us from within our ranks? Not at all. I have it under control. Except when you don't. Yes. Dorpy, we have great respect for your prowess. We can sense your attunement to the astral world and believe you have great potential for developing your skills. However, we must urge you to seek out a mentor to help tame your abilities. Let me guess, you're volunteering yourself. Alas, our political duties leave us no time for the rigors of teaching, and we fear that our shamanistic talents would prove only tangentially useful to your more arcane focus. Although that does raise some interesting prospects. Have you considered seeking out a totem? Many have found both solace and power in the introduction offered by a guide from the spirit realm.
Huh. Well, for one, well, for me, that would kind of defeat the point. You see, I've always been drawn to magic because of the independence it allows. People can take away my home, my guns, my friends, but even if I'm tied up in a dungeon somewhere, I'll be able to call on my inner power to see me safely out. I don't deny that totems are powerful, they can be friendly, but really, they're just another master, someone you need to keep happy and satisfied. That's not for me. I just like setting things on fire.
Indeed, and as your singed goat reveals, you have quite a talent for it.
Okay, I take your point. I'll be more careful next time.
Ooh, what is this? Interaction with the building. It's just hard to spot. The dialogue cloud is right there where there's also some kind of a light effect being stimulated, I guess. Welcome to Stuffer Shack. May I take your order? Can you move the van blocking the entrance? Oh, that's our delivery van. Sorry, I'm not authorized to leave the shack, let alone operate company fleet vehicles without the designated permits. Listen up, if you don't move the van in 5 seconds, I'm implanting my fist in the back of your skull. Whatever, man, I've got health insurance. Yeah, this is... This is bad. This ignores basic problem solving, like climbing over that fucking fence a few feet there and just going around it. It's forcefully trying to make, well, it's making this kind of a obstacle to bypass from a situation that should have never been an obstacle in the first place. It's like the designer decided that this is a time to have this kind of a situation. So even though the actual environment in no way really allows that, so you're trying forcefully you need to create that situation. It just doesn't work for me. Violence doesn't help. Can't do violence too. That's very annoying. I mean, if you're allowing all these options for role-playing, why not allow you to actually kill the guy then? I have to pay a ganger 250 yen for him to steal a car. I can't. I heavily dislike the situation. Can I get around this by buying something? He doesn't have anything, so what do you have? An unaccountably cheery disposition? Yeah, this is just to allow different etiquettes, I guess, to get you through these. It's basically a tax if you don't have certain skill sets on your money supply. But the obstacle itself is absolutely ridiculous. I have a rigger there that's on my side, but I can't use that to rig that. Ah, fuck you